Men's basketball in action on Saturday night against third-place Massachusetts at Hagan Arena. Hawks with an early 5-point lead, but Sean Carter with the flush. Minutemen would eventually get back to 17 all before C.J. Aiken on a feed from Chris Wilson throws one down. Hawks trailing by 2 entering the final minute. Carl Jones fixes that with a 3, and the Hawks took a 1-point lead into the locker room at halftime. UMass scored the first 4 points of the second half, but Darius Quarles with the corner 3 answers ties the game at 32. After a Minuteman bucket, the Hawks would go on a 14-0 run. Carl Jones goes coast to coast for 2 of his team-high 17 points in the game. Ronald Roberts Jr. also added 5 points during the run that gave the Hawks the lead they would not relinquish. The Minutemen did fight back. Chaz Williams going baseline. C.J. Aiken says, "No sir, not tonight." Lil Kanasevic helps mop the floor, also mopped up on the boards with a game-high 15 rebounds. Langston Galloway with the triple, put the Hawks up 14, essentially icing the game with 5:21 to go. Before C.J. Aiken and Chris Wilson hooked up for this dunk to give the Hawks their biggest lead of the game at 16. It settled at 11. Hawks win it 73-62. The women's team took to the floor on Sunday afternoon, hosting St. Louis on Breast Cancer Awareness Day at Hagan Arena. Early on, it's Katie Kuster with the three-pointer, giving the Hawks an early edge. Some good ball movement from SJU, giving Kelly Cavallo an easy layup. Put SJU on top by 9 with 13:04 to go in the first half. Cavallo finished with 10 points and 9 rebounds. Erin Shields runs into trouble, passes off to Ashley Robinson for the jumper and an 8-point lead. Here's Shields on the fast break, pulls up with a jumper, gives the Hawks a 10-point lead. Shields again with a deep 3, giving St. Joe's its largest lead of the game to that point with 6:03 to play. Hawks led 38-16 at the break. The story of this game was Michelle Baker, as a Wilmington, Delaware native scored a season-high 21 points on 10 of 16 from the field, as the Hawks ultimately cruised to a 69-50 win over the Billikens. Men's lacrosse was in action this weekend. Head coach Taylor Wray. Coach, tell us about your first game as a head coach on the St. Joe's sidelines.
Well, first off, it was an incredible environment down at Finnessy Field. There must have been 1,500 people there. There was standing room only, and I thought that was really, really cool. So I want to thank everybody who came out for the game. There was a bunch of local high school people there, and it was terrific to see them out there. For me personally, it was great to get one under my belt. Obviously we wish the outcome was a little bit different, but for our guys and for me, this is a learning process, and I thought that they performed well under the circumstances.
What did you guys take as a positive from the game to build on as you guys move forward in the early part of your season?
I thought we played some pretty good team defense. One of the things we've been focusing on is making sure that we're playing very team-oriented, help-oriented defensive style. I thought we did a good job with that. And at the offensive end, we have some new people and some new roles, and we were able to generate some quality shots. I think had we capitalized on a couple of opportunities early in the second quarter, the flow of the game could have been a lot different.